Alright guys, welcome to No Young No Auld with your hostess Jonny and Craig.
Good.
And we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Graphics by Kells and
Policy Health Check,
yep.
which deal with all things like life insurance, mortgage, etc. So if you need any more information on that, you can just, I think it'll be linked down below, or just get a hold of the Let's Have It team.
And Graphics by Kells make all your personalised t-shirts, stuff like that. Contact them. We'll be getting new t-shirts made by them.
We need to get that
Thank
sorted.
you. And also our musician of the month, big shout out to them, Black Dove.
Black Dove,
Yep, and amazing, doing so well. Playing in the King Tuts on the 13th of September. Make sure you buy your tickets, get to see them.
Aye.
So we've got a guest, but Craig said I may as well start with my arm. So I'm not a big, massive Lilo and Stitch fan, but I had my surgery on Monday there, and I am recovering right now. So I've got this to help me out. So I got the fistula removed, which me and Craig will get into more detail on our solo thing. We'll talk about that on my TikToks, the No Young No Auld. Make sure you're following that. So let's go on to the podcast now.
Yep,
big thank you to our guest Loyd for coming. Thank you, Loyd.
How you doing?
How you
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Aye.
So tell us a little bit about yourself then, Loyd. So
I knew this was going to happen.
aye.
Just sit there and talk about myself.
Talk about yourself.
It's an English talk here.
It's an English talk. Tell us about yourself.
My name is
Yeah.
Loyd.
Make sure you look at the camera now and speak
sorry.
loud and proud.
Well, that's not the camera.
So anyway, so we know Lloyd through. Lloyd's a personal trainer that comes to Commando X, boxing Commando X Fit.
Since he just come and turn up and go,
I just-
hi, I'm here.
Kind of looks that way sometimes.
Don't do nothing.
He just rocks about, just shaking his ass. But no, well, the reason why, because I spoke about this before, is I want to try and get a male-female PT onto this, just to mainly talk about the culture of gym life now, because, like, you're probably, how old are you now, Lloyd?
30.
30, so you're kind of roughly the same as us. So if we were, as I say, 18-year-old when we were at the gym, if I was to go in at, like, fall asleep and wake up the now, the gym culture's completely different.
It's nothing like what it used to be.
It's
I don't know how to describe it.
It's like it's been took over. It's like there's a big competition, and I think between the whole bodybuilding side of no bodybuilding, because people like the weight training, and then you've got CrossFit. Like for me, it's come out anywhere.
I think it's a lot for mental health, the gym now as well. I think a lot of people do that.
How would I describe it? I actually was trying to think about it, but
It's
I don't know. It's
definitely changed a shitload
I
because
think there's too much information now.
Yes.
aye,
People just used to go to the gym
aye,
and train.
aye.
Now people just go to the gym to not just to look good, but they think it's because it's something they have to do.
Aye.
Or they want to do this and that, rather than they're not actually interested in the
actual health and
actual
fitness.
result or just
Aye.
doing the work. They
Aye.
they are interested in the result. They just want the result without actually thinking
The
put all
magic
this
mirror.
graft in.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of 8-week, 12-week plans now, and
Mhm.
I think people have kind of forgot that it's years.
Aye,
Yeah,
it's
that's
your whole life. Like
years worth of work, and it's people say, "Oh, I did this in 12 weeks." So you forgot to mention the 5 years of work.
aye,
You've been training for
Yeah.
5 years already,
Aye.
but that program in 12 weeks is the one that got you.
aye. Or even so much the 5 years of knowledge.
Yeah,
Because I feel like as much as you can look at me, I probably look like a fucking couch potato. But like, I've been going to the gym since I was 16. Like I've got knowledge. You know what I mean? And it's like that. Like I was referring to. Remember when I can't remember? I think it was last year before. I was doing chest press, and you said to me, "Just tuck your elbows in."
Aye.
Whereas I've never seen anybody do it because I'm not big for following like personal trainers and people on like Instagram and stuff like that, because it's just you get bombarded with all this crap with loads of lies. So the minute you done that, I'd done it the first couple of times. I went, you're saying it takes the stress away from the shoulder, but I was feeling it in my shoulder, and then I went, no, right, I'll drop the weight then, because obviously, like you say, if you know the form's not right, then you need to get the form proper. And then just by me listening to you for 2 minutes, I went, right, well, it's worked out. Now I'll always tuck my elbows because I don't feel that strain anymore in my shoulder.
Yeah.
And again, it's a little bit of knowledge that I've learned, even though I've been going to the gym since I was 16-year-old. But as I say, what we're going to talk about is like the whole PT life, because I think there's a difference between like a PT and a coach, because you get all these online coaches and all these programs that get flying about. Whereas like we were talking prior, like the whole weight loss coaches, but you're kind of market yourself towards strength, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think that no one really serves their time anymore.
Aye.
But anyone that started the same time as me, is a few of them in the
How
gym.
long have you been doing it for now?
11 years now.
Jesus Christ.
So you had no choice but to go out and coach
Aye.
and work and learn things.
Yeah, because it wasn't all online back then.
It wasn't, well, there was, but it was like
That's
a
what.
weird thing that no one knew anything about.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a very few coaches doing it,
Aye.
or at least it wasn't put out on Instagram
Aye.
quite as well, whereas now everyone's doing it. You see a lot of coaches come in and they do a year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's me, an online coach now.
Aye, and it's got their wee tag underneath their Instagram.
You know, and you start to think, are they just doing it for the money?
Aye.
And yeah, you've got to make a living, and
Aye.
yeah, the money can be really good, but sometimes people put out there, oh, I'm really interested in coaching this and that, and I'm like, no, you're not.
Well, the
Yeah.
fact
You're just after it.
the fact that you've
for the
been doing
money.
it for 11 years shows that you've probably went through that up and down stages where
Yeah.
you're like, I'm sick of this, do I want to do it? Or because I'd imagine it could be quite a repetitive job, because especially like dealing with people that you get so far and then they fall back again. I mean, that must be frustrating. 'Cause
Well,
it
my
frustrates me
dad's
when I do it.
Dad's a plumber, and I described it to him like, imagine you've fit a full heating system, radiators, boiler, and all that. You need to come back the next day to finish it,
Aye,
but somebody's come in and just took it all away.
aye,
And that's what it's like. You work for someone 2 or 3 months, and then they go on holiday, or they get injured,
aye.
or something happens, and just as before they get to that really good result,
Forced to
it's
forget.
gone.
Aye.
You know, so you've maybe put a lot of time and effort into
Was
it. Someone's
actually-
paid you a lot of money, and you're like,
Aye. That's funny you saying that, because I was thinking the other day, see, like how you, because I was watching, is it the Scooby, the tattoo?
Yeah,
lassie?
the one I was telling you.
So
like.
she's doing all these major back work pieces and all this, and I'm going like, has she ever known like a client to like pass away and like get cremated and goes like, you're dirty, but how would that work? And it's just for up and smoke. Know what I mean?
Big
All
shout
that
out to
effort.
Scoobs. I'm actually going to message you to come on here.
Aye, because I thought like she must surely like if you were a tattooist and you seen that and you went, I've put all that effort into that, and you
Aye.
just fucking went and get
Burnt it away.
bumped it
cremated.
away. Aye, because it would be a similar thing, because
so-
it's just up and smoke.
Aye.
Not will that work?
As you said about the whole kind of PT
got a rough way
thing.
of thinking about it, but
I know that is
Aye,
thing. As you said about the PT thing, I see that quite a lot right now with PTs, new ones coming out. I've done this course, and you're looking at them going, you've been doing that 6 months, but now you're an official PT for doing an online course. Whereas back in the day, I remember people going to the Renfrew gym and actually going to university, like college and that, to learn to do it. But now I seem to see it's all online, and it's within 6 months to a year, as you're saying.
Aye.
They can't fully be properly trained to be a PT in that amount of time.
to be honest, it's not really their fault either.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not really trying to bash other PTs. It's just making statements here.
Aye, aye.
But you come off your course and you think you know everything, and then you start training people, and you're like, oh, I don't know fucking anything here.
Aye, because I'm saying you're dealing with different body types. So you deal with,
Yeah.
I've seen you training with people that are going, like, because if somebody that goes to the gym, I tried to Google him because I couldn't find, like, not Google him, but on Instagram, the one that does the heavy lifting.
Who?
Oh, it's going to annoy me now.
Harry?
No Harry, no the roadkill Harry. He's an
Yeah.
absolute, he's a beast, him, by the way. Not even, like,
he's-
see, when I watch
he's
him,
insane.
I just like see him, what he's doing, and I just feel it leaving. But
He's
it's
just
not
a-
him, it's
he's an animal.
It might have been him, but he don't know. This guy was doing some, like, 225, 230 kilo bench press. And then, so I'm
big
seeing,
Sean Murney.
aye, I think Sean rings a bell. So I see you, a couple of videos put up with that, and then next minute you've got somebody, I think someone was like a runner,
Oh,
you had-
yeah.
and she's doing like lunges and stuff like that. So there's like a big varied
Yeah, well, I've got
PT life.
Well, there's Stuart Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can say his full name, but I'm sure I won't mind.
Aye,
But he's a power lifter.
aye,
He just benched 165.
aye,
And yes, Saturday morning he texted me. Yesterday morning, yesterday.
aye.
We touched there.
Uh-huh. I know, and just make sure he's all right. You're all right,
And
son.
alright.
like you said, I've got young clients.
Uh.
Some of them I've worked with since they were 14. There's Nicola, that's 6 years now. She did an ACL reconstruction just
know.
in the last 18 months. And she's just deadlifted 90 kilos for 10 reps.
Aye,
Amazing.
And it's 1.5 times body weight.
aye, that's wild.
10 reps, it's quite a high rep range. So it's not just all about 1RMs or stuff,
yeah.
it's how it relates to performance, because doing a 1RM for her probably doesn't really make much sense. She's not a powerlifter.
Not ego stuff.
Whereas if she can do 90 for 10, it's like,
It's like
pretty strong.
Yes.
I watched this guy that does he's an Olympic deadlifter or does it for like competitions, and he says deadlifting is probably one of the exercises that if you don't need it for unless you're a deadlifter,
Yeah.
they don't suggest deadlifting as like a decent motion just because of the injuries that come with it. Because people go, you can sit there and say, oh, I'm just going to do 100 kilo reps of 10. The ego starts coming. I don't know if it does it so much for females, but males will see that going, I could do 110, I could do 120. Next minute, their ego and all the way up to a back.
So a lot of people will ask, oh, do you think I should go for more? And I'll say no. And they'll go, why? I says, because that one was pretty tough.
Aye.
And to add another 5 kilos onto it, are you breaking a world record?
Aye.
Yeah.
No, so what does it matter? Someone's going to come in and do more than you, so it's only for that little bit of ego, 100 to 105.
Aye.
You got a good 100.
Aye. Stick
So
it
why
in.
Leave it in the tank.
Aye.
Do another 16 weeks work, and then come back and do the 105 or the 110. If you do the 105 or you miss it, then or it's very difficult, then you're not really sure.
Aye.
You're a bit nervous by the time you come back next to it. Whereas if you do a good 100 and you think probably get 105 there,
Aye.
good, walk away,
Aye.
come back next time, put a bit more work on it, and you definitely get the 105. The only time that we really fail lifts is, or we try to only fail, is in competition, because you're pushing the ball out a little bit. But to fail lifts in the gym, it's pointless. You know, everyone's talking about, oh, I need to push the failure, failure.
I've never accepted that.
But if you look at, again, Stuart, he's probably one of the most muscular guys in the gym, and we don't train to failure.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got really strong over the last 3-4 years. I think he's almost 2 full suit sizes up.
Aye.
You know, and
I know.
But he's lean.
I keep hearing the whole
Still got visible abs.
Rep to fail, and I don't get the point of it, because I think the whole point of training is that you not that you exhaust your muscle, but you want to have it so that you're in control. Know what I mean? Like if you're repping to fail, the last 2-3 reps, I would say, is more prone for injury.
Yeah, most people don't have the skill level to train to proper failure, and there's other factors that are involved which contribute to muscle growth.
Aye.
As well. So if you train to failure, it's like, why have you failed? Because your technique's shit.
Aye.
So you're offline. So you're not like you with your shoulder. It's like, so you're not actually got any tension on your chest anyway.
Aye.
And you fail because your shoulders are
Maxed out.
now doing too much work. So then you go, yes, 35 kilos, failure. But you've had no tension on your chest. Then you wonder why your chest isn't any bigger.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye. People
no mechanical tension. And then you can't do progressive overload, because what you failed today at 10, what you could do next week?
Aye, I know.
Plays with your mentality.
Same again. 11, you might get 11. What you do next week?
Aye,
12.
Over 12. I just go, how you going
Probably not, because
stop?
you were fucked at 10.
Aye.
You're not going to get 3 or 4 weeks worth of progression.
Aye, so
And
that's
if you go up the weight, now you got to drop the reps. You know, 35 kilos, say, for 10, complete failure. Then you go 37, can't do 4.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
Because the jump's too big.
Do you see that quite a lot then? People like, not you PTing, because obviously you give them an instructor. Do you ever see that in the gym, people doing that, and you, in your mind, do you want to go over and say something to them, but you're kind of, do you get what I mean? Like, you don't want to go over
sorry, interrupt you.
No, it's fine. You don't want to just go over and say you're not kind of, you shouldn't be doing that, basically doing it wrong. But is there a way you want to go over and say to them? Cause
if I know the person.
Aye.
Yeah.
When I first started, that's what you had to do. You used to go and have to speak to people.
Aye.
In David Loyd, like I said earlier, you could only train people in David Loyd. So that's who you had to talk to.
Aye, they're all your kind of clients.
Yeah.
In a sense.
You know, you couldn't bring someone in from the outside unless they were willing to pay the membership
money.
plus you.
Aye.
And at that point, I wasn't really aware of Instagram or Facebook and all that, whereas some other PTs who were outside of David Loyd probably had a bit of a head start on that.
Aye.
So I had to go and talk to people. But then that's probably how most of the clients that I get in Commando are from Commando, either seeing me in there, seeing me train other people, or just going and speaking to them. Because that's just how I've always done it.
Aye.
But what was our point there?
Basically,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
sorry.
and say to somebody that,
But I wouldn't now.
no.
I wouldn't now. Like, people don't want advice. If people want advice, they'll ask for it.
Well, how do you feel, like, see, with the industry now, see with females being more involved in weight training and stuff, do you feel that they've, like, when you deal with, like, PT, and like, say you had a new male client, a new female client, male clients been somebody like me, say I've been going on and off the gym for like 15 years, and you get a female clients maybe doing it for like 12 months, would you feel like that you've got a better chance with a female than male because it's hard to kind of break habit?
That's
I
what I
feel
was
like a
kind of
lot of
leading
male.
into.
I feel like a lot of people
yeah.
these days have got bad habits, and it's not so much that they've been mistrained, but just maybe the habits are a wee bit old school. Whereas like so you've found new ways of training, and you kind of like you're talking about all these like no rep to fails, but you're talking about all these different techniques. Going, well, you could train this person 5 times a week, but unless they start breaking habits, they're no going to. I mean, like, they're no opening up. Whereas maybe a female would open up more.
Well, 2 things. One, actually trained to failure is not that bad.
Aye.
I know we just bashed it a wee bit there, but for the right person, it can be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's all about recovery.
Mm-hmm.
If you train to failure with good technique, great.
Aye.
But you need to recover from it.
Aye.
So if you're doing that, if you're trying to train chest 3 times a week, this is probably where guys go wrong.
Aye.
You try to train chest 3 times a week and they train to failure, but they've not recovered from their last session.
Yeah.
But now the next
Yeah.
session feels really hard because
Mm-hmm.
they're still fucked from the session before.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they've got the failure.
Aye.
They don't track it enough. They don't look at the progressive
Mhm.
overload. It's just that felt hard, so I
Aye.
must have worked.
Aye. That's you get that feeling
Must have
where
worked
you're just
hard
the
there.
body's just
Yeah.
exhausted.
Females are much better clients in general.
Aye.
The mindset is very different,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they actually work harder than most of the guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I did say that. It's like we go to commando, right, and there's a large group of women in there that I see doing stuff, and I'm like, wow, like that's.
Yeah.
It's mainly with the kind of CrossFit stuff that I mean, and like somebody said to me, like, because Boy Stewart that was Leach that I go to the commando with, going, I want to get into that, and I went, it's all right saying that. Leach says, but if we, because both me and him are both self-employed, we get injured doing, because half of this stuff looks injury prone if you don't do it correctly. So obviously, you need to be trained properly and that
It's all
kind of
skill level.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
People try to do snatches for 30 reps and they can't even do one good one.
Aye,
And when they go to the Olympics,
aye,
they do one.
aye. That's all
Yeah.
they're trained.
But
aye.
the skill level is insane.
Aye.
And most people that are good at CrossFit are either ex-gymnasts
Mm-hmm.
or ex-Olympic
Aye,
lifting
aye. So they've took
athletes. So it
that.
carries over.
Mhm.
Everything else they can just do. They can
Aye.
work, they can run, they can
Aye.
do wall balls, all
Aye.
all the kind of lower level skill stuff. But if you can snatch 100 kilos, you
Mhm.
can snatch 40 kilos for 20 reps.
Aye, aye. Mine
know
will
what I
be
mean?
better after.
Whereas if you can't snatch 50 kilos, how are you going to snatch
Mm-hmm.
40 for 20?
Aye, aye, aye.
Makes
Makes sense. Aye.
But two of my hardest working clients are females, and they are both around the 60 years old.
Are they? Aye.
Yeah.
I guess it's
I actually need to tell them sometimes,
Slow down.
stop,
Yeah.
aye, because they're getting a bit obsessed.
do a bit less.
Aye.
But every week they're
Aye.
in, and they're constantly on texting. Done this session. This is how it went. Can we do this? Can we do that? Asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think we started talking about it. One of the clients, she's lost over 15 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
That wasn't the purpose of the
That
session.
wasn't our purpose of our sessions, no. But she deadlifted 85 kilos for 3 sets of 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then we tried the next week, but she didn't get it. But it's just what happens.
Aye.
But 3 sets of 1 at 85 kilos,
Mm-hmm.
and she's 15 kilos lighter than the
Aye.
last time we kind of did some sort of heavy
Heavy
lift. She's working towards her 60 kilo squat.
Aye.
The other client, who's our pal, she deadlifted 90 kilos,
Mm-hmm.
60 years of age.
That's wild, that, isn't it?
Um,
60. I'm
and
nothing. Nothing.
she's on the downward trend for weight loss as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the point in that was that, like you said, it wasn't her goal wasn't to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a dramatic weight loss. If you
Aye.
count back for how long she's been working, it's roughly half a pound a week
Aye.
since we started. Now, some weeks she's lost 2,
Aye.
some weeks she's lost none
Aye.
for
you
a
gained
number
wee bit
of
from
weeks,
that.
or gained a wee bit. But on average,
Mhm.
it's half a pound, and that's just what everything says. If you read the book, half a pound to a pound of weight loss
Mhm.
per week.
Because people, you seem to find people online now that drive for like they'll lose a stone in a month,
Yeah.
or like stuff like that. Pure
It's a
like they
random
go,
number.
they go mental like to try and get that number down. Whereas like people ask me like obviously I'm just an average Joe, but when he talked to me about weight loss, to go, oh, should I go on like a shake diet just to get a few pounds off? Going, well, if you're going to go on a shake diet, you'll need to go on it for the rest of your life. Because the minute you start introducing carbs again, your body's just going to go fucking mental and start storing fat.
But you got to build up your capacity to burn calories.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use Stuart as an example again. He's 95 kilos, fairly lean,
Aye,
full of muscle.
I know. I don't know where I'm now.
He could eat almost
What do you want?
5,000 calories a day and barely.
It's like he's turned his
barely
body
gain
into a
any weight.
furnace, really.
So if he eats 3,000 calories of good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and a pizza, a couple of cakes,
Aye.
and whatever else, makes no difference.
Mm.
But you take a 5'2", 57 kilo female,
Aye.
a pizza for her, that's a burst for the week.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate reality. I mean, you buy a Domino's, what are they, like 1,000 calories?
At least
You
that's
know,
The wee
so-
at
sausages,
least.
remember them? The garlic and herb, that was
aye.
like a few hundred calories
Yeah,
for
you
that
drink
tiny
that.
wee.
But if she's on, say, 1,500 calories a day,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Well, calorie
to be
deficit.
in a deficit,
Aye.
and she has one pizza at the weekend, well, that's 1,000 calories.
Mm.
What's that divided by 7? I don't know.
We don't do maths in here.
A couple of extra 100 calories a day. So by the time, that's another full week for her to get rid of that.
Aye.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
Aye. It's like there's a
the
couple.
ranges are different,
Aye,
but you
there's a-
build her up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's Nicola, the netball girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably been about 60 kilos for the entire time
Mm-hmm.
I've trained her. But she's always playing netball.
Aye.
She
Aye.
trains 2 or 3 times a week in the gym. And she's very muscular for her
Her
size
size,
and
aye.
female and athletic ability. So for her, if she ate a bit more, it probably wouldn't make any difference.
Aye.
Yeah.
Because her body's constantly, her
You know,
metabolism's
But
constantly.
someone who's low muscle mass and a relatively high level of body fat will probably find it very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because the amount of calories you eat is so low that it's just not sustainable.
Aye.
So to do it over a short period of time is difficult.
It's wild that because, like, see, when you're talking about like having like sustaining, like, I feel like I don't know if it's like we're in our 30s, but I don't know if it's like for people in their 20s with no kids and stuff like that. But see, to be in good shape and eat well and go to the gym plenty of times, like it's like a full-time job. You know what I mean? Whereas I was growing up, I admit, like I would eat whatever I wanted, go to the gym. Fair enough, I'd go to the gym nearly every day and then go out like a Friday, Saturday night. But like it was so doable, and then but now I feel like it's as if it's like obviously it's harder for us, but like Jay, if Jay was here now, he would talk. He trains. Sometimes he trains twice a day, in the morning and sometimes at night. And but you never hear him so much talking about diet more than try to get. He's got something. He was talking in live the other day, but he can't consume too much protein because he called it something, but it goes right through him. So if he consumes too much protein, it goes right through him. So I think it's just the steroids.
He can't. It could be
Just
can't.
the shitload of trends
Just
passing
can't,
through his
can't
veins.
process it.
Aye,
But what's a lot of protein?
I don't know. He
To,
just
to
suggests.
him, that might be 300 grams
Aye,
a day, which
Yeah.
is a lot.
mm-hmm.
You know, or 200 grams
Mm-hmm.
is fine for him. Well, that's a lot for
aye,
you.
aye, aye.
You know what I mean?
See that like macro side of stuff. I can't. I try to do that. Like see that where you have to hit your targets for your carbs, your fats. Your like It gets obsessive. I actually found myself getting a wee bit obsessed with it because I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't eat something because it's not got enough protein in it. I need to go
But
add a breast of chicken into that. Or
I tend to
tuna.
start
Maybe having tuna and egg.
with the quality of food that you eat.
It's expensive as well.
Very hard to, you know, no one's ever come into me and said, "Oh, I couldn't stop eating steaks last night. I ate 7."
Aye,
You know, you eat 7 sandwiches.
aye,
You know, the platter sandwiches.
Yeah,
you
I
get,
mean,
and then all of a sudden you've had 12.
aye.
You know, that's like 4 sandwiches, 4 full sandwiches. When would you ever make 4 full
Yeah, you
sandwiches?
wouldn't.
But you can just keep eating them.
Aye.
But if there was a steak there, or if there was eggs, you couldn't come in and go, "Oh,
So
I
I
ate
asked-
15 eggs in a row. I was
Yeah.
I've
so
said this to
hungry."
you before. I don't even like steak.
I love steak.
I think I'm the only person in
When he
Scotland.
kick you off your own podcast.
No,
I just
Tick them off. You
but
can
I've
just
kept
be my
saying like
co-host.
because
it.
I've had bad
Replaced.
steaks in the past. Whenever I'm out,
Do you know make your own then?
that's where I've had the bad steaks. Right, so if I go out and I see one
Don't
at
tell
35
Catherine.
quid,
Aye.
one at 35 quid, I'm like, it's a big. There's a lot of money getting invested here in this piece of meat. It better be banging. I've never took the risk, so I'm not a big steak person. Plus, I like it soft and juicy. So whenever I see, and I like steak soft and juicy. See, whenever I see them, so Catherine gets steaks, and I look at it, and she has ours like medium well. Know what I mean? Like more or less to the point where it's shriveling up at the sides. It's that fucking overcooked.
To be honest, the quality of the steaks you can get at the shop is shit.
Aye, that's the problem. I think I've had too many house steaks. So they're just like
And then if
bits of rubber.
the money it costs you to buy it, it's ridiculous.
Aye.
But at the same time, people say, "Oh, it's too expensive," and I was like, "Well, you spend £50 a month on protein powder.
that's
you
no,
spend
Aye.
another £20 a month on creatine."
Do you believe in
and
artificial proteins?
No,
No, I don't believe that hype.
but that's my point. It's like you're £70 down in supplements.
Aye.
Everything in those supplements is in that steak
Aye.
or in the eggs.
Aye, big time.
it's the takeaway
I
thing
just
I
don't
don't
believe
get.
Maybe
protein
just
shakes,
go and
man.
eat more of that.
Aye.
Oh, I can't hit my protein. Yeah, because you've had a fucking protein shake, a protein bar,
It's all
a
the
protein yogurt.
Well, it's the fake proteins in, like your protein bars and your yogurts and stuff like. So I was a guy I followed talking about it, going like, why would you have these fake proteins? Because obviously it's advertised 20 grams of protein in this yogurt, where you could go and pick up, and it showed you, I think it was like a packet of half, I don't know what it was, but you're getting twice the amount for half the money, quicker to eat. Says, but no, you're picking these things because you want to eat shite, but you think, oh, it's got protein on it, I can smash that.
People come out of the gym and buy a protein bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you do not need a protein bar.
Aye.
You know, you're spending 220
Fat bastard.
spending 220 calories
Aye.
for 20 grams of protein.
Aye.
So this is where people don't know the amount of calories per gram of protein,
Aye.
which is
Don't know.
it's 4 calories per gram of protein, right?
Aye.
So 20 grams, maths again.
80.
What's that? 80 calories.
It should be.
So what's the other
40.
100 and
Aye.
what is it?
Protein bars nearly 300 calories.
Is it? Aye.
Some of them.
Say it's 250, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minus 80. God, maths here. So what's the other 160 calories?
170.
170 calories.
I know, just
what-
for the
what's-
artificial sugars and crap.
What
And,
you paying for?
aye.
You know what I
It's
mean?
not worth it. Like, that's
And
what I'm
it's
saying.
not necessarily fake protein. It's maybe just not the best quality.
Yeah.
And there's nothing alongside it.
Is
so
it no
there's
artificial? Is it no, like,
No, it comes from
chemically produced? No?
Nah, it's whey protein, so it's a bit of milk or cheese that you can't eat.
Ah, right, aye. I didn't know that.
But as
I
you
just thought
said,
it
when
was
it comes, you said the cost as well. That's one thing that annoys me in people, because you days people that cost a fortune. I'm like, because I know somebody that was hitting the gym, but it cost a fortune. That's eating healthy, and you're seeing it the weekend or one takeaway. You're getting a Chinese, but it's all the wee nibbles. You're going, you've just spent 50 quid
Aye,
on that one takeaway.
Well, people go buy a box of salad, £1.10
aye.
out of Sainsbury's, and you look to your right, you get about 10
Aye.
lettuces
Aye, just
and
buy
boxes
it
of
raw.
tomatoes and all that. Just
Just
make
laziness.
up your own.
Aye. Countries full
Um,
too many lazy people.
Or
Time, aye.
yeah,
I definitely, like, I don't care what anybody says. There's no 24 hours in a day. I think there used to be, man. I think there's about 13 now. I think they're getting lied to. These clocks are going so much
but
faster.
also you look at some of like our old boys,
Oh, yeah.
the
aye.
work they used to get through. I know they exaggerated heavily sometimes,
Aye, they talk a power of shit.
but
aye.
other times you've seen them work
Aye,
at 60-year-old, and you're like, how did you manage to do
aye.
all that?
They've all got the same shape now. Like, they've got no arses, right? So I swear, like, as I say, John and your dad, like, they rely on their belts like nobody's business. Know what I mean? You see them strapped right up, just trying to
It
have
was
their jeans on.
picture of my dad, and we didn't know whether it was mine or if it was John,
Aye.
because he just looked the same for the
Aye.
back.
Aye, same wee podgy frame.
Yeah.
There's some boys.
Terrible slagging the old jeans like that.
Aye, well, they deserve it because they can. That's the thing. Your dad's probably the same. It's the same as John, my family. They like that bit of patter, bit
Aye,
of banter.
like a bit of banter.
Aye, it's when you get the old people. That's like,
But they're not sitting here to defend ourselves. You
ah,
better
fuck it, we
have
can watch
said
it
to
then.
them.
Right, we can watch the podcast.
Can't concentrate for longer than 10
Aye,
minutes.
aye.
Yeah, he's gave himself a neck injury though
Aye,
from
seen that. Aye.
scrolling on fucking Twitter.
Was it? Aye.
Or that porn on Twitter.
Oh, that
Constantly. And
40
then,
pages
Aye.
deep.
Aye. I just get it all the time, and I don't even open it because it's a lot of shite half the
Oh,
time.
is he sending you stuff all the
And
time?
he's like, oh, I've hurt my neck. Mum's like, he's fucking sitting.
Oh, wanking.
Aye.
So, got a
The
question
back
for
room.
you.
We went at random here all over the
Aye,
place.
Oh, that's what I'm
that's
trying
a-
to get back to hang with.
Protein to
By the
fucking-
apparently per handshake, you can lose something like 350 calories.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
You should be,
Aye,
you should be ripped.
Craig's
Aye.
shaking his own handshake here like that. For God's sake.
Per handshake's 350 calories. That's what they say.
Yeah.
But they don't get to describe the how long it takes because, no, I mean I remember the good old days, man. You could spend a good hour. No, it's a fucking 2 or 3 videos in, you need to get stuff to do. Is it saying there's not enough hours in the day?
Enough hours in the day. You have to have a few saved, so you can just go straight to them.
I'm a good old faithfuls.
So you said you started 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So how did you get into it? Was it something you always wanted to do, or was it something that just landed at your feet?
No, didn't. It wasn't on the radar. I wanted to be a builder.
All right, aye.
Yeah.
But my old man talked me out of it.
Did he, aye?
Didn't want me crawling under floors for the rest of my life and stuff. So I
I thought he was
fucking
a
building industry's taking off.
Aye, well,
a fortune.
especially being a builder and that. I mean, building's gone crazy now with all these illegal immigrants coming in, consuming them.
Not heard anything about that, Craig.
Aye, it's far too many. So the housing, I know your dad's done you
I
dirty
always
there.
enjoyed it and got out with him working and all that and stuff. But I was in the kids club at David Lloyd. I worked there. I didn't just
Just in there going, hi kids.
Hi kids. And then the next progression from there was becoming a PT.
Is that like an apprenticeship though back then?
They called it the PT journey.
Right, okay, aye.
So basically, you got employed 40 hours a week to work on the gym floor, and after 3 months, you should have built up, say, 5 clients, and then at 4 months, you should have like 7, and then as you drop hours on the gym floor, you build up more and more clients, so then it swaps over. Doesn't quite work out that way.
No, it seems like a lot of pressure.
But yes, so that's what I did. I was I did the sports coaching, development of sport.
So that's what I hear all the time.
Read Care,
school.
which was fucking useless. And then I wanted to go to uni, but I didn't get in. And
Then again, fuck his fault.
I wasn't too fussed. I just started working,
Aye.
and then went on that journey. And then how long was I there? 2013. Passed my course. So what was that? And I left in 2019.
All right, 6 years.
6 years.
You aren't really good at maths at all, are you?
No.
You're getting completely fun
I
out
can
here.
count. I only count the colours on the bar. If the plates are a different colour and at a different gym, that's me.
That's like
That's me fucked. But I left in 2019. Probably was good in terms of doing that kind of apprenticeship because you had to. You did inductions all day, every day, or going and speaking to people and stuff. So you kind of learned how to PT without having a PT because you got to show people around the gym and do different things. That's another reason people don't do so well because they come into a gym like Commando. There's no inductions. You're just there. You just got to do PT.
Aye.
You got to find your own clients. You don't really learn anything. You get some 78-year-old. Actually, that's a good point. There's a woman in David Lloyd that used to come in, and she got a couple of sessions a week for free because she was blind.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Then she got a few PTs on
But
her.
everyone used to just put her like on the rower and then on the leg press and stuff.
Right,
And I was like, fuck this. So I took her up the stairs to the upstairs gym.
Upstairs.
And I taught her how to squat on with the holding on to the TRX ropes.
Right. Aye.
And I try to teach somebody to do something when you can't show them.
Aye.
You know, so that's where really you kind of learn how to teach people.
Aye. That's a good point.
You can only use your words.
Aye.
You can't show, do this.
Try to explain to
She's
people.
like, what do you mean? I fucking can't see it.
Aye. That's
You know,
well
we used
done,
to do farmers walks and kettlebell deadlifts and stuff.
Aye.
So it was quite interesting. Anyway, what was I saying? Then we moved to Commando, and then lockdown.
Aye. So that's, but I think that crumbled a lot of people.
It was still the best choice I ever made in terms of money.
Right. Aye. That's what I was going to say.
People that I met at David Lloyd, great, still friends with a bunch of people. The lessons that I got from David Lloyd in terms of how to coach people and stuff, great.
Suppose how to learn to talk to people and be able to be interactive. Because one thing I always see when I see a lot of kind of probably new age PTs is a lot of them are kind of that.
Can I talk to you?
Aye, they can't even hold
What's that?
I've had that, like when I've walked in, and I'm quite a high and by type person. I mean, I don't have a long conversation about how you doing, whereas you see a lot of them with the heads down and kind of maybe try to have a persona.
But they've never had a job.
Aye. Because they're all just wins.
They've come out and they've started PTing. They've never had a job. They've never had to speak to anyone. Well, like us, we can speak to older people because we're always about older people.
Aye.
Dad used to take us to game shoots and that, so you had to learn how to fucking
behave
or interact with people, and then out on jobs and different things.
That's
so
why
again, you learn how to speak to people.
A lot of people struggle with that. Like my type of job, my main job for years is obviously working in the motor trade, so you don't really interact with too many people. So I think I would have maybe struggled with that, but if I never done like doing the security side of things, where you do learn to be a people. You need to be a people person. If you don't, you're out in your ass straight away. So you need to learn to talk to people, and I've got that now. Because see, wherever I go, like people always talk to me. Like you see, like petrol station. Like I mean, they're walking by and somebody will, like I think I don't know if I look approachable. They just start talking to me and I'll go, no.
Nah, mate, you don't look approachable.
As you start talking to them,
I probably is.
Craig walking about and they're
try to
like,
get away
he
from you.
needs help here. You need help, son?
I know.
I'm just looking for my Mars bars.
No, I seem to always attract people that want to talk to me.
But then that's probably why people have gone more to online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't really need to speak to people.
Well, that's
and it's
it.
structured. There's a check-in form, and you
Aye.
can do a little video and
I
stuff.
just don't get the online
You don't
stuff.
really have to interact. Don't get me wrong, there's some people, a couple people in the gym that are very, very good at it, but they've came from a background of they trained people for 10 years as well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then they've gone into online.
Aye.
You know, and
I just don't know how long works because like, you can just talk shit.
I done it with
systems.
Aye.
Aye.
I used one of them.
Develop
I'll not
systems.
mention it because obviously wasn't a success for me. I'm kidding on. That was my own problem. That was nothing to do with my illness and that. But I used one of them and it was quite good. So like it did try and work. I don't know how good it is because like, it tells you try to work out your macros for you. You enter your weight and everything. So for instance, like I was putting in my weight and it was telling me you need to eat this many calories. I'm going, that's too much. And then they sent out a video saying it's not too much. It's a case of that's what you
Some
need
people
and that.
freak out when
So
they
some of them are good, but I
Aye.
think some of them there is we can help you. As you said earlier, can lose a stone in a month easily.
week, you know,
Some of them start off like that, and you're like,
Some people can, and
Aye.
it is good for some people. Well, I've got my wee dog. Try to train him for like gun dog stuff, and I did online for a couple of months with this guy, and I was just like, this is terrible, and it was nothing to do with him. I was just like, I need real time
Aye.
questions answered to you. So I found another guy. Actually, there yesterday, and I was.
So you're going to take your dog shooting?
Is
Is that for when you shoot the pigeons?
I shoot the bird and then
He
falls
goes
and
and
then
gets it.
send it out. Either that or when he did see a bird fly yesterday and he chased after it.
Jesus.
So it was me and my wellies running through a field
He's
chasing
like
him.
Willies.
You got to run after him,
Aye.
You know,
I'll just let him go.
grab him when he's going to be off.
big shout out to
um,
Peter, Animal Karate.
Aye.
Shoot the dog. But then I needed that in person because that's how I work, which is probably
Aye,
why
I'm there.
I've stayed for so long in the one-to-one coaching. I've only got 2 or 3 people that I do online. But I'm like, I need the people that I do online. I need them
In
to
front
have
of you.
worked with me first so that they understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
But for the weight loss stuff, some of the people do very well. I've got all these systems in place, so it's very easy for the client to follow, and then they do their check-ins and speak to them. That's where the kind of accountability side and the
Which I think is-
corrections are made. But that's not for everyone. Some people, again, like me, need that in-person immediate
Aye. I'm
answer.
the same. Aye.
Right, okay, I understand now.
How do you feel since COVID though? Do you think since all that happened that people have been struggling to do the one-to-one stuff?
Nah,
No, has it been alright for you?
better.
Has it been better? Aye.
It's better.
Oh.
People were desperate to get back to the gym. People had money. People
Aye.
weren't going on holiday.
I suppose.
People were
aye.
sitting there with a few thousand that they would have spent on holiday or
Give it a year.
clear credit cards, and
Lloyd's like,
they were like,
Give me the money.
give me the money.
So he's still got to pay the bills at the end
Well,
of the
that's
day.
it.
It's still
Yeah.
it's still a business. I try not to make it too much like
A
that.
business. Aye.
But then I probably lost quite a lot of money because I'm a bit like, yeah, it's fine, or
I wish
whatever
was the same.
and stuff,
He was
but-
like that. He used to. He never done it for the money, but like I don't know if you've seen Ashton's one that I had on. Do you know Ashton? I don't know. Maybe you mentioned them, but like he said, he realised that the actual physical side of things he wasn't that interested in. It was more the mental side of things. He was interested in helping people.
But he couldn't charge people either. He said
I
that
know,
he didn't
he just-
ever like have a book saying
No,
pay
different,
me
man.
here, pay him. It was just people were missing left, right, and centre when he was doing it.
I
with
rely
them.
a lot on my clients to keep track.
Jack, aye.
Like all those 2 women that I mentioned, they're great.
Aye.
They've always got their money on time.
Yeah, it's good. That.
Not that I
hate
really need to
chasing money.
chase, not really to chase anyone, but
It's nothing.
sometimes it's like, okay, they were sick or I was sick or they were on holiday or I was on holiday, so there's
Keep
payments that get nudged a wee bit further over. So by the time you could get to the end of the year, you've probably missed a couple of months here and there of payments because you missed that week. Okay, so that's
Aye.
one off the block. Sometimes you can't catch them up. There's one guy I do 3 times a week. You know, so when we're going to catch him up, the 4th session, I can't. it's hard enough to get him in for those 3.
Yeah.
Because he wants to do night times. There's only so many 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock times they've got.
It'll be popular times.
So if I try to do him the next week, it's like, well, you can't. So then his payment gets delayed by a week. And the next block, it's another week.
So you're probably just...
So that one person, you maybe 3 or 4 payments late.
Aye.
And then add it all up, you're like quite a bit of
That's
money
got
down.
money,
But that's my own fault for not
that
really running the system particularly well. But at the same time, I just like coaching and just want to,
that's good. That's
want to get people to be there and make enough money to do
what you want to do.
what I want to do and stuff. So, and I've had months where I made £900 when David Loyd, and but you still just got to keep going.
That's it.
Because it will come back and you'll make, well, not $9,000, but
that
would be very good.
Swerve, but
but you make
Remember,
you make
Taxman's
a little
watching.
bit.
You only get $1,000 a month
12
maximum.
12.5 grand a year.
That's it.
$1,000
a month maximum. You earn.
What's that
Taxman's always
paper
watching.
stuff that people have sometimes?
No, I don't see any of that anymore.
Cash.
Nah.
No.
We don't do that anymore.
No,
That's
never
done now. Anybody uses cash anymore?
Never seen that.
Well, I was at Paul Smith at Hydro. Nothing was cash. Had to be everything we cared. So Leachy, obviously, he doesn't have... Well, he has a bank account, he doesn't use it. He's always cash, so he was fucked. Couldn't buy that.
That's what they all say.
I had to buy his rounds then, didn't I?
That's what they all say when they're I only take cash. You need to pay for me. It's such a shame.
So that the bastard.
No,
The Knights was cash last night, so that was good.
Oh, were you at the Knights last night? Aye. You need to stay away from
Never
that.
out of there.
I know.
I think we're getting to a point now. But is a lot of your clients pay cash, or is it? I don't know if the cash, but
I keep as much to the business as I can.
yeah. So it's
can't
easier for
hide
you to
nothing.
do your books. Obviously,
hide
I'm
it.
guessing
Can't hide nothing.
because you're obviously self-employed, so you need to do your own books.
Pay my wages through the business and all that, so and pay the rent and that. So if you take all cash, then you're going to have no money
Yes,
in the
makes
bank,
sense.
and then you're like, oh, I can't pay my wages this month, and so just keep everything as much through the books you can. It's not worth it.
It used to be cash is king, but now I sell cars and that, and people go, would you prefer cash? Going, well, if you give me cash, like I've got a paper trail with this car, so I'm going to have to put it in. And some places charge you now to put deposit in a business account. Luckily, the business account I've got Disney, but like I'm like, just transfer it.
It's easier just to transfer it, and
Taxman's going to get you either way, so there's no point trying to hide from him.
having tins everywhere
Full of money.
full of money, and you forget where they are.
I do that all the time. See the amount of times I went to throw out a set of drawers, and the wife went, "There's 400 quid in here," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because I'm terrible. I like to stash money. This is one of the ones you stash money, and you go, "It's always a backup there," but then you forget.
And you're
it's there.
thinking 400. I was pretty sure it was 5.
Aye. Louise went, "Like my nails, my nails."
Nicked 100 quid at it.
So is Commando, like, obviously we go to Commando, I went back. I think it's a great gym. Like, see, for somebody like my size, with obviously don't get too much out of my disability and everything, I feel comfy in there. So it's a very comfy gym.
I prefer private
that.
gyms.
So what's your opinion on, because I ask me questions too, what's your opinion on private gyms and kind of public gyms? What's the kind of, what do you prefer?
People that go to private gyms go to train. People
Yeah.
that public gyms go to exercise.
Aye, that's good.
Now, not everyone. There are. there
Yeah,
will
I know
be,
what you mean.
But in general,
Aye,
you drive past Pure Gym, everyone's on
treadmills. And,
treadmills and stuff, and everyone's doing the same Instagram
aye.
moves.
Well, that's the thing. There's no. I don't think public gyms have got much personality. Whereas, see if you go into
Just
private
big
gyms, it's,
corporate.
that's what it feels like. So, see when I go into Commando, see when you do morning sessions, I think there's a 6:30 class on.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it, fuck that. But like when I go in, it's the place of jumping, the vibe, like the feeling you get in that place is brilliant. And like I've even said that, like I've been into the gym a few times there where I've barely done anything. Like I've just went there because I'm like, I need to go to the gym, I need to do a few bits, go and enjoy my shower for an hour and a half, and then go up the road.
Aye.
You know what I mean, because
That's why the bills are so high.
I love it. I bet it's a cracking showers in there. But it's just the process of going there and getting that like a wee buzz and then coming out. Like there's nothing better.
Big social side to it as well.
Aye,
People
big
in
time.
talking and stuff and seeing each other, training, and it is a good vibe because there are a lot of people that train very well there,
Yeah.
but they don't make anyone feel unwelcome.
No.
Well, that's what I was
And
going
it
to say.
can be intimidating walking in and there's Harry's throwing
He's chucking
Yeah.
it.
120 kilos over his head,
Aye.
but he'll smile at you.
Aye, or
That's what I was
he
going to
waves
say.
to you. He's
Everybody
just doing his
says
own
hello
thing.
and a wee smile
Chats to you.
because I have never
Joe, it's
felt
funny.
uncomfy in there.
It was I've got him on Instagram and he put up a
Harry?
thing but eating something, right? And then somebody obviously took a video of him because he's munching into a big ginger loaf, right? And they tagged him in it, so obviously he was like, "Fuck it, I'll share that as well." So like his wee kind of like business side of things was like, I'm eating my ready meal or whatever it was he was eating. Then it just shows you him just taking a big himself a ginger loaf.
Ate the whole thing.
I know. I do that all the time. I know. I get the big Swiss rolls at a Tesco for $1.60 and there's chewing them like a Mars bar.
But then that's the exact point that we made earlier. Harry can eat a whole cake.
I can get away with it.
Makes no difference to him.
But you
because he's burning so many calories. So no, you can't.
Put the Swiss roll down.
Put it
that
down.
cookie down.
I might start getting the mini ones. That's where
I'll get the mini ones, 10 packet. They're all gone.
Eat the whole 10. But nah, it's a good place to be.
Even Ross.
do
He's
you
dead
like it?
happy and he's smiling. He's always dead polite.
He's never noticed that to me when I've been in there. And
yeah, everyone's pretty
what am I saying? What, they get a membership
friendly.
thing now with the opening?
I think, no, he put another thing up about it. I think they are kind of, I think there's a few placements.
There's always a fluctuation. You know, they'll be full and then
few
a few people will leave.
Mm-hmm.
A few people went to that CrossFit Paisley actually. It looks like a pretty good place, and
I used to go
a lot of places could probably be a bit funny about things like that, but it's just the way the world works. And some of the people who are my friends, they wanted something different.
That's something.
And a lot of the time they were coming in, they were talking a lot, so they were in and they weren't getting good sessions. And then CrossFit Paisley provided something a little bit different in terms of the classes, more CrossFit. And as much as Commando does a lot of CrossFit stuff, it's not a CrossFit gym.
I wouldn't
It's just an area that you can do CrossFit in. Whereas that's all geared towards CrossFit. So I don't think there's anything wrong with a bit of like business competition. And people can get quite upset about things. This client's went this. I've had clients that have left me and went to work with someone else in the gym. And then I've had clients that have come from other people to see me for a specific thing. That's fine. And what I always do is if they have a PT or if they're working with someone online and they ask to come see me, I say, well, yeah, but make sure you speak to your trainer first.
Before you get smashed.
And tell them that you're coming to see me.
Your PT walls. Is that the old ice cream walls back in the day?
No, but I'm guessing
it can be like that. People can get quite nippy about things, and I'm like, calm down. One, either you weren't doing a particularly good job, or two, I just provide something different that you don't, or maybe you don't do one-to-ones, or
location.
Maybe you've provided something different that I don't, that they want. Maybe they want more weight loss focused stuff or different things. So I'm like, on you go, great. Any client that's left me, I still speak to every single one of them. But I know trainers that don't speak to clients because they left them.
Get a wee bit hurt about it.
It's like grow up.
I think that's what I would think the industry would be like. I don't think there's a lot of wee bitchiness going on.
Can be, but again, it's those people that have never had a job. Don't know how the world works.
And why the world works.
You know, and it's like, well, you lost a client, go get another one.
So you could get more clients if you just had a sauna and steam room. Just putting it there.
We thought they were building one.
Even they were building that wee bit at the back, we were getting all excited. Like,
please say it's a sauna.
Please say it's a sauna and steam room.
You never know.
Hopefully, because that's my...
Because you need saunas were good for you, for your weight.
For my weight, because so I'm on a steroid, not like your injection, your steroids, I'm on there once, so my fluid goes up and down. And it used to be great for me. I used to love that, just lying in the sauna, going for a wee sleep. That was the only good thing about the council gym, the Moore Park one. They had their wee sauna and steam room in it.
Yeah. But probably the difference is that the big corporate people have... All right, there's your legs too big.
Kid now he's got big legs. He will need size small shorts on.
These are XL, get it, wouldn't you? The leather's gritting it.
Whereas the corporate size, they have big lumps of cash.
Yeah.
Whilst there's a lot of investment being put into Commando, they don't have mega money.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
it.
Each month, okay, let's see what money they've got, and they'll buy something
that's
new.
What I was
put a few new machines in. 20 odd grand.
Yeah,
I was
a couple
about
of
to
machines.
say that because I've noticed that. See, whenever you go in like a few days after like the pay, like the money comes out, you always see something.
Yeah.
And it was mainly, I think, obviously there's only so much equipment you can buy, you know what I mean? But it was mainly maybe a couple of years ago, every time there was a new rack, there was another ski machine. And I was like, I liked seeing that, going like, because he's not just going, oh, there's all that money.
Yeah,
Look at
put
it,
it
see
in
you
your
later.
pocket.
They could be.
Aye, if they wanted, but they've chosen not to.
No, how many other gyms have 22 squat racks?
No,
Maybe
no.
CrossFit Paisley now.
Aye,
You go to Pure Gym, 2.
aye,
Some cunts fucking
aye. Hogging it.
bicep curling.
I was going to say, I've seen that
You're like,
before.
get out.
The Olympic bars, bicep
Whereas
curl.
even if you walk into commando and every rack's full, 10 minutes and
Aye,
one will
aye.
pop up.
Especially if you sit there and stare at them.
Yeah.
No, it's just you.
aye.
Last that creep stared at me. Let's get him out.
Tongue out and all that.
To be fair, man, I'm scared of the squat racks, man. I don't do.
Can you see that?
Aye. Talking about, man, the fucking size of that. You don't get that for nothing.
That's your dodgy knee for you dancing.
But this is the first time I've seen this guy with a pair of trousers on.
Do you know what? It always makes my legs look really short. They are short, but whenever I put trousers on,
Aye.
people are like, where have your legs gone? They're
Aye.
so short.
Because for anyone that doesn't know, like, but no, you don't really promote yourself so much in your socials. It's more your work in it.
Yeah.
Aye, because like, you don't see you at a pub or something or like that, and you're like your
You
Instagram
might,
stuff.
but probably not.
Aye, probably not.
I don't really put too much
Aye,
personal
Personal
stuff.
stuff on.
Most of the time because it's boring. You want to see
Aye.
me drinking another pint of Guinness.
Another
Everyone
thing.
knows I'm probably having a pint of Guinness at some point.
Aye.
So you want to see what you eat another steak.
Aye.
You know, I think you either are like that or you're not.
Aye, I think like because like we've all spoke about this, going like you don't have to be like a big shredded beefcake to be a PT. You know what I mean? Because when I see somebody like that, I've gone right. Aye, they've worked hard on themselves, but just because you can do it, like you can't. Like I couldn't train somebody. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't know the first place to start. You know what I mean? So just because you're able to train yourself doesn't mean you can train somebody else.
Well, if you look, do you know the Stoltman brothers?
Yeah.
The guy that coaches Tom Stoltman.
Aye.
He's had a lot of his own problems with being overweight and different things. And if to look at him, you would probably think,
Aye.
but he's coaches the world's strongest man.
Aye.
His brain, and I'll watch all his stuff and read all his things and listen to him.
His knowledge.
Knowledge is exceptional,
Aye.
and he is very strong. Does a lot of rock climbing stuff, and he is pretty strong. Not to the level of
Oh, that's
Stoltman's,
we
but-
messaged them to see if we can try and get them on, but no chance they'd fit in that couch.
No, it'd be tough to.
You'd have to figure something
It'd
out.
be tough to figure something out for them to come on the couch because they're some size.
I think they do a few podcasts there. Tom is,
Tom is, yeah.
Aye. He
Because
promotes it
Tom's
quite
just
a lot.
won the world.
but he's massively changed. I've watched him for years. He wouldn't speak before, and now
Now he does handles it. If you've ever seen him at Ibrox, the amount of fans he speaks to every one of them now is great.
he's huge.
Aye.
Aye. So I've got some questions for you. So
More questions,
yes,
Right.
this is just kind of like
specific questions.
not kind of don't need to get too much in depth. Just kind of some kind of quick fire, but not really. So what advice would you give to somebody, like say coming into commando for the first time? Like what advice would you give somebody when they first come joining a gym?
Sign up to Scottish Strength Coach
Yeah,
Aye.
Lloyd Stevens.
brand new online program about to launch.
Aye.
Just from out to, I'll write it today.
Aye.
What advice would I give people going to the gym? I don't know. It's probably back to the point where it's very different now because we used to talk to all the old boys,
Aye.
all the big bodybuilders and that.
Aye.
So that's how you learned when you
Aye,
first
kinda-
started.
Aye.
Whereas would I say speak to people? Yeah, if you can, but
Mhm.
I don't know. It depends on the person.
Aye.
What advice? That's kind of
I would say
it's
I
a
would.
simple question, but it's actually quite
It's
you
quite,
could-
that's
quite
a
tough.
point.
What advice would I give to someone?
Try and make it more of a social side.
Yeah,
Just
and try and be open minded. To me, it'd be open minded because don't get too scared when you first go to a gym.
don't
Aye.
get too scared and don't try and compete with anyone.
Aye. See,
Yeah.
I think
Just
a lot of now, 'cause
mess
we
about.
can't- a lot of females now. I feel a lot of competition with females. I think they got
How much can you hip thrust?
aye, all that kind of stuff. So when like Catherine, when she's joined commando a few years ago, she was scared that I'm going to look stupid. Whereas going, no, you're somebody that's beginning. You're going to look like somebody that's just started because you have just started. You're not going to go in there and after like half an hour be an absolute expert. So
I used to do this with clients, and right, so they would do the exercise, right, and I would turn around and I'd go, "That says just finished this exercise,"
aye,
and I'd be like, "Oh, see, no one's even watching
nobody
you."
cares.
I would shout
Aye,
loud enough so that people would hear, and never even turned around. I was
Aye.
like, "Nobody's watching you,"
aye,
because everyone's going, "Oh my god, I better not look over that person because they're looking at me." No one
Yeah.
cares.
aye. No, it's
That's
just that's what.
But people say, "Oh, you judging me in a gym?" I'm like, "No,
There's a
I'm
lot
not-
of
I'm not even looking at
anxiety
you.
involved in going to the gym. Even I felt it because when I had a massive break from it, when we had Isla, I actually was quite anxious going back to the gym. Going, I'm not going. I had a mind blank. Going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm even going here. I mean, I still don't know what I'm doing, but like at least I walked in and I'm
Mess
going.
about.
It's
Do things that you know how to do.
aye, and then it'll grow for
And
there.
then everyone's done the lat pull down.
Aye.
Grab a mat, sit in the side of the gym,
Aye, stretch.
stretch,
That's
do a
one thing I
press up,
couldn't say.
do a plank, and 10 minutes later you feel a bit more comfortable.
Aye.
Walk or go on the treadmill for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Then
I would always say
leave.
that's
Then
my
next time come
my
back and do something
go-to.
different.
See, when I go in and what am I doing? I'll just go up on the treadmill and that's walk for 10 minutes and calm myself down and look about going, right, I'll start with this, start with that and ease myself into it. That's what
I would find it hard going to a new gym.
Mm-hmm.
Not from the sense that I would feel embarrassed or whatever, but you don't know where it is.
Aye. I know.
You know, you try to think, okay, what's that? Never seen that machine before, or
Well,
where did the weights go for this machine, and was that person on there? And it takes you 10 minutes to settle down a wee bit. Been to Commando for 5 years, so I know exactly where everything is.
Aye.
But a different gym or the people, it
Aye.
might be weird.
Aye.
You know, you go into certain places and you get a weird vibe.
Aye.
Yeah.
Weird energies. Aye.
It's like me and you when we walk in.
Aye. People like say the size of him.
Bill and Ben,
Aye. Aye. I've kind of feel that.
flubba dub and no bens.
So next
Put in
one.
a big soaks on.
So I don't know if that answered that question.
Well,
Aye,
kind
kind of
of.
in a sense.
kind of.
aye.
Which we got
I
to
was
say.
going to say summarise it in the sense of just go in and just kind of walk about.
Walk about.
you're not
Nobody's
gonna-
judging you, basically.
Nobody's judging you. You walk in, just going.
Give it 6 weeks, and you'll think, what did I even?
Aye,
Why was
yeah.
I nervous?
Aye.
You go to a pub. Never been in that pub before.
Mhm.
You're nervous for a couple of minutes.
Aye.
Who's in there? You walk in and everyone turns
Turns
round,
around, aye,
or no one's even looking at you. You get a couple of pints down you, and you're like, oh, this is fine.
aye. You start
Same
fighting
thing.
every cunt.
Do a couple of
Start.
exercises, chill out.
But you get in the pub and start doing exercises.
Is that what you did in the pub? Start squatting.
Why are
Depends.
these people looking at me?
Depends what pub, you know, if
Aye.
you need to dominate the place. You know.
Pick
pick somebody up and start squatting them.
Aye. I own you.
So next question:
Quite bad for
what's
actually.
your 3 best exercises?
3 best exercises. For what?
Just the 3 that you love doing.
If there were only 3 you could do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Squat,
It's broke.
hamstring curl.
Oh, yeah.
It feels nice.
It just feels nice.
And dumbbell shoulder press.
Aye.
If that's the 3 I could do for the rest of my life, I'd do them. I've actually thought about this before, and it's a hard choice between squat and deadlift.
Aye, because you're, as I say, you're mainly leg.
And
you're
then
a leg guy, man.
random to pick hamstring curl. Don't know why I picked that, just kind of came in my head. So
And then
I don't know, it just feels.
Aye,
feels
it's a
good.
good feel. Aye. Well, you say it's a good feeling. I feel it's absolutely shocking.
Aye,
But
but if you do
you
it a
feel it.
lot, if you do it enough,
Aye.
starts to be like, what it feels.
Aye. A bit sexual.
Aye. No hamstring curl.
Sometimes just feeling your in hamstring. You're like, oh, fuck
Ooh,
it.
yeah. Rubbing the hamstrings.
Rubbing my hamstring. Aye, that guy.
You're
with
all
the-
sweetie.
I'm all sweaty. I'm wetter than an pocket. What about your breasts?
so next question. So I've got to usually ask what's your death row meal, right? So I'm going to ask you 2. What's your death row junk meal and what's your death row clean meal?
Right. Quick fire.
Aye. Go.
2 plain double cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
Right, okay. Is that a
That's,
starter?
that's what I get all the time.
Aye, I'm a plain guy.
If I'm
man.
like, right, fuck, no time,
Mm-hmm.
starving, 2 plain doubles. And I've experimented with it and had different things. And every time I go, I should have just got 2 plain doubles.
Aye.
Because it's enough to fill you up,
Aye.
but not so much that you feel shit
Was
after
that your
it.
main then?
No, that was probably my junk.
Aye.
We'll start with main dessert. So
Right, okay, 2 plain doubles. Then main junk meal. Probably just a chicken curry.
Aye.
Chinese chicken
Chinese.
Chinese chicken curry.
curry. Chinese
Aye.
chicken curry.
Do you have all the veg in it? Onions and peas?
Peas in it.
Aye, something about.
I like
Chinese.
onions, but I
love
don't like
onions
peas.
and Chinese.
I don't know. I just probably when I was younger I would be like, oh no, take all that stuff out. But now I'm like
Rabbit food.
a wee bit extra.
Aye,
It's
you
like
be
a
healthy,
different
don't you?
texture. Helps you eat more.
Aye, you be healthy.
Dessert.
You bit of pudding.
When I was younger, I'd always say some sort of chocolate cake, but Probably sticky toffee pudding.
That's probably one of the most popular. I think that's the third person to say sticky toffee.
But my fancy dessert would be affogato.
A what?
Ice cream. It's ice cream and coffee. And you get a wee shot with it.
All right. Where do you go?
Fancy places.
Fancy places.
Where you can get a nice steak.
I save up all year on my small salary and then splash out on a dessert.
I probably get too much in his tax deficit.
I need to claim a bit back.
So your clean meal now.
Clean meal.
Starter, main dessert.
Scallops.
Aye. I've only had nice
garlic
scallops.
and butter and...
Never had scallops.
I've had
No?
scallops a few times. I've only had one good. And the first time I had scallops was the best scallops I had, and then ever since I've
I think
tried them.
it's the problem with food, mate.
Aye.
Steak
Well, it is.
shite.
I need to cook for you, man.
Aye.
Uh-huh.
You should take me out.
Well, and then probably I get a tomahawk steak
Aye.
with prawns on it, and
Prawns?
Yeah, soft and tough.
see the wee,
Oh, so aye.
see the wee small fish, pink fish things.
Aye. It's like Johnny's dick.
Till you start sucking it. You get
Till you cook it. With some stuff on the side, potatoes or something.
What sauce do you go for your steak?
Like a garlic butter
I've been
or
off of
the
that
beef
recently.
dripping. Do I really like Miller and Carter? People say,
Okay,
"Oh, it's a
aye.
chain." It's like, yes, but because
a
it's a
nice
chain,
one.
it's good because
Aye.
there's they standardise things,
Aye.
and there's a what would that be? You know, there's like a minimum standard that
Yeah.
they'll give you.
Aye.
Whereas when you go to a fancy restaurant and you're expecting something good,
It could be different.
fucking
every time.
shit comes out and you're like, I should have just got a Miller and Carter. And
Aye.
that wee lettuce wedge thing's class.
I've had that before. Aye, that's.
So good.
I remember seeing that in a Gordon Ramsay going like, why would anybody eat that? But no, I've had that. It's good.
Yeah, I would never eat a bit of lettuce,
Just a
but
chunk
then
of lettuce.
put it in front of you,
Aye.
scran the whole thing.
Aye.
And then I said my desserts, didn't I?
Aye, the one with the coffee.
Coffee.
That'd probably be
He
my
sounds like an expensive fucking day at him, doesn't he?
I know.
So bad.
Like wee tart.
And probably like 7 or 8 pints of Guinness.
Aye. So that fancy meal. Try to get a Guinness, pint of Guinness.
Aye.
It's
I
like-
love a
Went
good
to
Guinness now.
Tiffany's Steakhouse.
I've seen that.
I've
It's
heard it.
Quite
TikTok.
quite a nice one, but the rugby was on, so I went out first for my birthday. I think I had like 6 pints of Guinness. I sat down and I was like, oh, man, don't know if I can eat. I'm fucking full.
Oh, aye.
And it was like big fancy steak and all that came out, and
Aye.
I ate it and it was good. I was like, I wish I hadn't had fucking 6 pints of Guinness first.
Aye. It's only recently that when I got nights that I stick to Guinness. Before I would always be 1 or 2 because it does bung you up. You know what I mean? They're back on the Jack Daniels, but recently I've just been.
Sometimes you
What
feel
a
dead
headache
full,
you
and
get, but-
other times, fine.
I get some headache with Guinness though.
Really?
Aye. Oh my, it goes right through me. I wake up with
If I go into something else, I'll have a bad head the next day. But usually, if I just stick to the
again. Aye.
Guinness,
I'm just a Jake Ball. I'll drink it.
Aye.
good pint of Guinness in the nights.
Aye. I was well impressed with that one.
That was good.
That's the thing. You do get different pints of Guinness. People go like, how can you get different
Do you
pints?
follow a guy called Prime Mutton?
Prime mutton?
Prime Mutton.
No, I never heard of him.
So good. He's just this guy that goes around the whole world rating pints of Guinness.
What? There's a
And he'll be
woman
like,
that
I'm
does
in
that. I
the
know.
Argyle Arms in Manchester. I've just
Aye.
had a get. He just talks away,
Aye.
and then oh my god, see the first drink he takes, half the glasses are gone.
I'm kind
One of
of
those guys, and then he's like, oh, this and that, and tells you all about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a normal guy,
And that's
but
what
he's
he's living
blowing
as.
up on Instagram, and he's class.
So what is right? So I don't drink Guinness.
Aye.
If somebody drank it, meant go to the G.
Aye.
What
Split the G.
What does that mean?
Split the G.
Because for somebody that doesn't know, because it annoys me when people talk about
I
it.
don't know where it started from. It's just a wee
It was
game
a-
you play.
It would have been like a something fake. The actual advertisement. It would have been an
So what is
advertisement.
it you actually do then?
You need to take one drink and get it in between the G, the Guinness.
Oh.
So if you got it in there, you're a superior man to everybody else in there. And if you didn't get it, then you're a homosexual and you had to leave. That's really what it was.
That's why I
Bit
had to leave
homophobic
first.
there, Craig, guy.
Aye. Well, that's what happened. It's tough titty. So you can't, if you don't split the G, you're not allowed to hang about with anybody. You go pick up your gay card and leave.
Leave.
But then,
Definitely going to get cancelled off.
no. You can get people love it. But the
They actually do.
Aye.
I actually know quite a few really gay people, and it's like you just have a laugh
Aye.
about it.
aye, so like there's gay people in my life and have a
I
laugh
know
about
there's
it.
plenty.
Aye. Aye. So have a laugh when they bother. Know what I mean, it's there's certain types though that you don't, and usually the people I don't talk to.
They don't talk to you.
Don't talk to me.
Unless you're at the gas station.
Especially when I've got my MAGA hat on. By the way, I've actually realised I've got a MAGA hat. I forgot her brother brought it back from America, and I'm like, do you know what's annoying? It's just a wee bit too small. And I'm like, damn it.
That big boulder.
Shit, he's massive.
I'm going to bring that in one day, and just, especially if he wins.
I'm going to get one.
You should, by the way. I've got a wee Trump coin.
Class.
I ordered it. It was like they brought it out when he was in was it his first year as I'm going to say Prime Minister's president, brought out like a special bunch of coins. So I ordered it, and it was like $35 or something like that with shipping. But it took about 6 months to get here. Yeah. But it's still sitting in the pride of place.
Still game scene. What part of Ireland you fae? Springburn. Use what part of America you fae? Renfrew.
So I care more about the American stuff because it's now though. Like, do you know what? I was actually listening to a podcast there that was see the boy that was on here before. John, what's his name? Bring the Noise.
Jai.
John Watt.
John Watt.
Aye, so he was almost somebody, and it's actually getting to the point where people are actually getting forced now of being into political. You can't hide away from it. Whereas years growing up, you could just go, not today, where it's actually started to become really important now that you have a bit of knowledge.
Aye.
So it's like I am feeling that now because I'm one of the people that usually swears it.
Older, it tends to happen, I think.
Yeah,
I start watching the news at
Start
like 6
doing
in the
You
morning.
see a lot of these younger people, they're really, really political.
Aye.
And it's like, where the hell are you getting all these ideas and knowledge from?
Aye.
Go and burn a bin or something.
I go back, you know.
Go back to
Smoke crack.
dancing and bag shirts shagging
Get
people.
a quarter bottle and go to the field.
And it's on TikTok, then you see a lot
Sick.
of live things saying, I'm voting for this person, not that person. Why? And it's just these wee guys, like 18, 19-year-old arguing. And I'm going,
Some
They
of
make
them are
money
really
off it,
clever. But
Aye, someone will see that TikTok. They're clever. You get somebody they know. You've got like a Palestine flag and an Israel flag, and they're battling each other. The two of them are pals, but they're making a fortune at it just because it's the
we'll
way
see
it
the
is.
guy in Renfrew solo protesting the Palestine flag. It's on the town hall.
No.
If you've seen him, he was sitting there holding a British flag, and he was there for 8 hours. See, yesterday in the rain, just standing there with the flag. And I actually didn't. I kept seeing him going, what's he doing? I think he's lost the plot, but that's eventually put up on the
that's what he
Facebook.
was doing.
He's protesting the Palestine flag, going, it's got nothing to do with this country.
I said that in the last one.
And it's
But
true.
it
Like,
doesn't really.
it doesn't.
No.
Like, see when I hear people share a lot of stuff on social media about all the stuff that's going on over there, going like that. It's like, why don't you start sharing all the stuff that's going on here?
They don't.
Know what I mean?
We've
Homeless
got
veterans,
enough problems here.
children
Aye,
in
that's
poverty. I mean, and these people are just worrying about. Fair enough. It's sad what's going on. There's women and children getting murdered over there. Right, it's cool, but there's women and children getting murdered here.
Here,
You know what I mean? And it's as if we're going, look at the poor
It's not
people.
even
and-
in the news.
Aye,
Aye. That's it. It's nothing. Man. So next question. So obviously,
Nearly took a bad turn there.
we'll try and kind of
I'll
Right,
kick
right.
Steer it
before
away
he
from
gets
the
his-
political
I
side.
know.
I'll kick off. This is going to become No Young No Auld political party.
we can do that one. We can start with them party. As I said,
That's what
I
I'm
want
saying.
10p Fredos.
That's it.
So who would you say
I want Kirby
three
in the
top
fucking Olympics.
social media influencers that you like for your fitness?
So I did all of Australian strength coaches courses. I bought every single one of his programs, even if it was a female plan.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to read it and learn. And I think a lot of people on Instagram will like something, but they don't read it. Because I watch the video. I don't know if it's a artistic thing, but I'll watch it over and over and over. Most of the podcasts I listen to are ones that I've listened to at least 7 or 8 times.
Aye, so you can get that every bit
So
of
I can just
information.
learn and just remember it and hear bits that I've missed.
And you do. You
Yeah.
definitely do.
Strength coach, a guy called Dr. Andrew Locke. He's a physio in Australia.
Aye.
Works with him. Dr. Mike Israetel. You seen him?
No.
He's class.
Mm.
He's he's got a PhD exercise scientist stuff, but he's also like fucking jacked.
Oh, is it? Aye.
Yeah.
Is it a colour guy?
No
With glasses? No.
No, he's bald and
Oh, okay, then that's a totally different person. I think.
short, but
What about
Mass-
Joy Swoll? Did they talk about Joy
massive.
Swoll?
I was going to ask my
Ah,
next
see, I don't
question. I'm
know
going to
Joy
with you.
Swoll. But yeah, so people like that who have a lot of education and
Aye.
have the
Physical
proofs
set.
in the pudding, like, you know,
Aye.
they can
Yeah.
they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to follow a lot of people like that. Not that I don't follow other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just
but
they're the
those
three.
are probably at the minute the 3 main ones. I can't say his second name. This guy called Cuba,
Mm-hmm.
Celian or some Kalian or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big bodybuilder down south,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched I've watched him for years, and his wife Megan, Meg Sylvester, heard of her?
No.
So they're both bodybuilders that have just blown up. Trained by JP, you heard of that guy?
Aye.
So he's one of his athletes.
Right, okay.
And now people would go, oh, you don't know a bodybuilder, why would you watch bodybuilding stuff?
Aye.
And it's like, because you can learn stuff of everyone.
Yeah.
Aye.
And you start to see the similarities between the two, or they say the same thing, but it's just worded slightly differently.
Aye.
And it's like, okay, so that must be something really fucking good, because someone from this world's saying it, and someone from this world's saying it. Whereas what you normally get is everyone fighting each other. Oh no, that's not how
What do
do
you
it.
think about the whole the calisthenics side of training?
Fine if you want to be good at that.
Do you think that there's a place for it though? I mean, the only reason I'm
Sure.
asking that is because like I do see it, but I'm like, these people can't be good at that version of calisthenics without a certain volume of weight training.
Well, again, it's the same problem as every aspect of fitness, or whatever you want to call each thing. People are just obsessed with it, and if you're not doing that,
You
then
kinda need to be obsessed, don't you?
you're wrong.
Aye,
If you can't do a muscle up, then you might as well just fucking die.
Aye.
You know, like if you're right into CrossFit, you don't do CrossFit, what do you mean you don't do CrossFit? You don't even run?
Well, I don't
It's like,
really
well,
get this.
no,
I don't care. People can shoot me, can try and find me. See they stupid CrossFit pull-up things.
Oh, the butterfly pull-ups.
Is that what they call it? Right? I'm not even attempting
Kipping
to even Google
pull-ups.
it. Right. So see that flapping about like your dad's fucking soggy, fucking ball sack. I don't get it, man. And like I just see injury the full way. I see sole shoulders. I see like
Most of the CrossFit athletes are injured to a degree,
because
and they manage it well. However, so are also most of the elite powerlifters, or the elite strongmen, or the elite Olympic lifters. You ever seen one of the Olympic lifters come out without any of that tape on?
I know.
There's always some sort of
injury.
niggles, so it's
I mean, I'd imagine
for the average person, probably not great. If you can't even do a pull-up, doing kipping
I
pull-ups,
can only
probably
do
not
about
great.
40 at a time. So.
40 at a time.
Aye.
So,
Well, it's
You should
just,
do 50.
you might as well just go home.
so last question before we finish up. Joyce Roll, you've obviously seen his stuff where he's starting to kind of talk about people who are quite ignorant in the gym. Camera is not. What's your opinion on people that are ignorant in the gym? Like if you've seen it in happening commando, what would you kind of deal with it? For instance, somebody filming and then getting cheeky with somebody. Does it happen quite a lot, or is it just something?
No one really argues in the gym. However, the fact that people film with no thought about the people around them,
Aye.
Yeah.
it's like I'm filming, so that's it.
Aye.
There's loads of videos I've got on my phone that I don't post because there's someone
Walked past that.
in the background or whatever, and it's like, all right, well, I'm not using that video. I'll just use another one.
Aye.
I personally don't like being in other people's videos. In the distance,
Aye.
there's only so much you can do,
Aye.
you know. But
Do you think they should be back?
I've seen videos of me standing coaching someone and the person's videoing themselves, and then I see it on Instagram. I was like, right, come on, you've not even.
Aye.
You said to me, you've not said to the client. How do you know that they're?
Do you think?
I don't really care about
recording
seeing me.
shouldn't be in gyms?
No, it should be.
Should you think it's a good thing to have?
But you
Yeah.
should. I think you should be asking people's permissions.
If somebody walks past your camera,
Are you okay being in the back of that, or what? Just looked at?
I've went up and said to people, I says, like, I've only got this one video, I'm looking to post it. Do you mind? And they go, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Aye.
I says, you might see yourself on Instagram or whatever. And they're like, oh, no, that's
Tag
cool.
me.
Aye.
Tag me.
I
But,
No, it's one of the big things that is happening on like the thing you see there now.
Aye. No, Jay always records
the whole
himself in
thing
the gym.
with some of the women
Should
trying to
probably
catch
link later
guys
on.
out and that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that's fake and set up. Or,
America's a different world, though. 'cause
I know.
Americans are
full of
mad.
roasters.
Aye.
Sorry,
but no, I
people
don't
from
think there's
America,
anything
but
wrong
it's
with filming in the gym. But if you're in with a whole fucking camera crew or a
That's what
setup
some
and
of
all
them
that
look
and
like.
taking over all the stuff, it's like, one, you can't be annoyed if someone's in your video. And two, you got to be respectful of other people in the gym.
Aye.
But
Big time.
same thing, people haven't had jobs. People don't know how to interact with people. People don't know how to speak to people. So they just go and they do their own thing. It's like, I'm
I think
doing
you
this
probably
and
will
that's
believe the same as me. I think they should bring back national service.
Aye.
Probably.
I think we should, man.
If you're just
Just
getting
not
a
for you,
different
though. I'm too old
subject.
for it.
Okay.
How old are you?
34.
Well, 35 is the limit.
Aye, so bring it in next year.
Sneak in.
Next year.
Start it next year.
So Aye, we're getting to the end of the podcast. We've been here for a while. Do you want to plug your socials and plug your gym in then?
Yes, Scottish strength coach on Insta.
Are you on TikTok yet?
No.
Go on the TikTok for your videos.
TikTok's nah.
It
I
is
barely put enough on Instagram as it is.
true.
It's a
Without
very
having to
toxic
think of
place,
something else,
especially-
and I don't need someone else to scroll through.
This is
Aye.
the problem I've got. Like, I think the fitness industry, it's good for social media, but I think there's a lot of damaging aspects of it. Because, I mean, see, if you were putting out, like, I watch your fitness stuff, and I've never seen once looked at me and go like, "Oh, he's doing that a wee bit." I would say your
You
stuff,
don't like any of it?
your stuff
know,
is
it's
very
quite ignorant.
controlled.
I know.
I don't know.
I never see you like his. No?
It's a bit it's because he's got his arse out. I'm like, do you think I'm like that because he's arse, or I think it's because of the technique?
I'm all liking it because of your ass. Just
Nah.
get out of there.
So I'm like,
That's why I posted that. I'm like, Craig and Johnny will need to be
because
liking this.
if it was on TikTok, you'd just be getting these keyboard warriors
Aye,
going
that's
like,
it.
like fucking.
Just because it's obviously a business, I thought maybe thing with.
Someone did. I posted a thing about pull-ups. He goes, "That's not pull-ups, that's chin-ups." I'm like, "Oh, come on."
Aye.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Aye.
The post was about improving your ability to do a pull-up
Aye.
or a chin-up. It's not actually about the specifics of the position of my
Aye,
hand.
aye,
It was actually how you're actually going to get to do one.
Mhm.
I was
Aye,
like,
cool.
oh, for fuck's sake.
Aye, so
I don't really get much hate, so I don't really post that much, and then I don't have that many followers, so it's just you looking at
Aye,
me.
that's me looking at your ass. Do you want to plug in the gym as well then?
Yeah, Commando X-Fit, gym in Hillington. Got
Is
some
it Commando
spaces.
X-Fit or Commando CrossFit?
X-Fit.
X
Aye,
Fits.
because I've had a few people saying
It's
that.
not
X-
Commando CrossFit, it's
Doesn't say
Commando.
it says Commando.
Plus it has the
X
cross.
Yeah, so there's been a bit of confusion about that, but
So it's
it is
X-Fit.
Commando X-Fit.
in Hilton
I
and
don't
get
think they're
yourselves
actually
down there.
allowed to call it CrossFit. I think you have to be actually affiliated with CrossFit.
Oh,
But
do you?
it
Aye.
wasn't even CrossFit anyway. It was always X-Fit.
X-Fit.
X-Fit. Aye, it's good.
It was a functional fitness gym. Ross's ex-Navy,
Melted.
ex-military. So it was all based around that.
I
at
think
the
we should
start.
get Ross in. I want Ross in.
I think it'd be a good guess.
He seems like a busy guy though.
Just ask him.
Just ask him.
Aye.
We'll give him a shout. But aye, it's
Ross,
one
you
of the
better
best
come
gyms out there. And
Aye.
Ross, get on. So thank you very much for joining. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for
Aye.
having us.
No, it's been good.
Talking a pile of rubbish. I don't think we answered any question
Aye,
in any
well,
great depth.
That's
no,
not a big deal
Or
anyway.
changing something, but
Other people judge you, know us, but it's fine. Right, so thank you very much for coming on and thank you for
Cheers.
watching, guys. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
right.